You were born not in a hospital but at home, on the second floor of an old Victorian mansion. Your first memory is not your mother's face, but her voice from the void. "Where's my baby?" she screamed to the midwife. The midwife held you in her arms, but did not see you. No one saw. Your mother went mad in the very first week. Father left a month later. You were raised by your grandmother, the only one who believed that you exist. She fed the air, talked to the void, and died when you were 7. Neighbors found her body in an empty apartment. You were sent to an orphanage, or rather, not sent. You just followed the social worker. 1995, Sunny House Shelter. Irony in the name. No one saw the sun here, just like you. You sleep on the floor in the corner of the room because your bed was given to a newcomer. Tutors keep records. 23 children. You are the 24th, but you are not on the list. You eat leftovers from other people's plates when no one is looking. You wear clothes from the donation bin. Once the director passes through you in the corridor, literally through, you feel cold when her body mixes with yours for a second. She doesn't even flinch. For her, there was an empty corridor. Other children feel that something is wrong. They wake up at night from your breathing. Toys move by themselves, the water in the tap turns on. "There's a ghost here," they whisper. You try to make friends with a boy named Dennis. You leave him notes. "Hi, I'm Alex." He reads, turns pale, and burns the paper. The next day, a priest comes, blesses the room. You stand in the corner, holy water passes through you. It's not painful, but hurtful. You're not a ghost, you're just invisible. 2000, you're 12. You run away from the orphanage. More precisely, you just walk out through the main entrance. No one stops you. The guard flips through the log when you pass a meter away from him. On the street, you first understand the scale of your curse. People collide with you, thinking it's a gust of wind. The bus driver closes the doors when you are inside. You ride for free, standing between the seats. An old lady complains about a draft. That's you. You find refuge in an abandoned factory. Homeless people live there. Addicts, fugitives, they don't see you. But one old man, gray-haired with a festering eye, suddenly stops near your corner. "I feel you, boy," he wheezes. He has a white film over his eyes. He's blind. "What's your name?" For the first time in 5 years, someone asks your name. "Alex," you whisper, and he smiles with a toothless mouth. The old man, whose name was Boris, became your first friend. He teaches you to survive. "You are a ghost to them," he says. But ghosts have power. You learn to steal. Grocery stores are your canteen. You fill your pockets. The guards look at the shelves, wondering where the bread went. Banks are your ATMs. You stand behind a person when they enter a PIN code. You memorize it. At night you return, take his card from his pocket. He left his jacket in the car. You withdraw money. On the cameras, only the ATM spitting out bills into nowhere. 2005. Boris dies of pneumonia. You hold his hand. He feels your warmth until his last breath. "Don't become a monster," he wheezes. You promise. You bury him yourself. At night in the park, you dig a hole with a shovel stolen from a construction site. In the morning, the janitor finds a fresh mound and a cross made of sticks. The police decide it's homeless people. The case is closed. You are alone again. You move to the city. Moscow. There are millions of people here, and not one sees you. You rent an apartment, or rather, you just move into an empty one. The owners are on vacation for 3 months. You live there, eat their food, sleep in their bed. When they return, you leave. Sometimes they notice, it seems someone was here. They change the locks. It doesn't help. Locks are a fiction for you. You just follow the one who opens the door. You start to experiment. If you sit in a cinema, People sit right on you, then jump up. There's something hard here. If you scream at the top of your lungs, no one turns around. But if you whisper at night near the ear of a sleeping person, he wakes up in a cold sweat. You understand, you're invisible, inaudible, almost intangible. But somewhere on the edge of perception, you exist. You are a buzzing in the ears, goosebumps on the skin, a shadow noticed with peripheral vision. 2008. Financial crisis. People lose jobs, apartments, lives. You lose nothing. You had nothing anyway, but you notice something. In panic, people become blinder than usual. You can stand in the center of a room at a corporate party. No one will notice. You decide to use it. You become the ghost of the corporate world. You penetrate the offices of banks, IT companies, oil giants. You sit at meetings of top managers, record everything, insider information, mergers, acquisitions, machinations. You sell it over the internet on forums, anonymously. Money drips into electronic wallets. You get rich, but you cannot enjoy the wealth. A restaurant waiter will not come. A shop. You will not be served. You order everything online. Couriers leave boxes at the door, wondering why the door opens by itself. Once you meet her, Katya, she works as a cleaner in the office where you ply your trade. She whistles, washes the floors at night. You sit in the corner watching. She is beautiful, tired, with sad eyes. One day she stops. Someone is here. Your heart stops. She doesn't see you, but she feels you. If you are a ghost, she says into the void, then don't scare me, okay? I'm already feeling crappy. You don't scare her. You start leaving her gifts. A chocolate bar on the table, flowers at the door, notes. You're not alone. She thinks it's a secret admirer. She smiles. You fall in love. You follow her. No, not like a stalker, like a guardian angel. When a drunk bothers her on the street, you push him so hard, he falls. Wind, he mutters. When she forgets her wallet on the bus, you return it, dropping it on the seat next to her. She starts to believe in miracles. You are her miracle. But miracles end. One day she meets a guy, an ordinary, visible one. He laughs, hugs her, kisses her at the bus stop. You stand 2 meters away. You want to scream, but your scream is only in your head. You realize you can give her everything: money, protection, care. But you cannot give her one thing: yourself, your touch, your look in her ears. You leave forever. You leave a last note. Be happy. She reads, cries, not understanding why. You never return to that office. 2012. You are rich, millions in your accounts. But you are lonely as never before. You buy a penthouse through a front person, a shell company. You live there alone. Huge windows, view of the city. You see millions of lights, millions of people. Not one knows that you exist. You start to sing. Alcohol doesn't make you visible, but it makes the pain bearable. You sit on the floor, a bottle of whiskey in your hand, looking at your reflection in the mirror. Yes, you see yourself. This is the only consolation. You exist for yourself. Your reflection is your only interlocutor. You try to find others like you. You search the internet for forums about paranormal stories, about invisibles. You find only fiction. You are alone in your kind. Mutation, curse, God's punishment. You don't know. Doctors won't help. They won't see you at the appointment. 2015. You decide to do something important. If the world doesn't see you, you will make it feel. You become a vigilante. You find pedophiles through the darknet, track them down, burst into their homes. They see how the computer smashes itself, how files are deleted, how their hands break by an invisible force. You don't kill, you maim. The police find them, sobbing, muttering about a demon. They are imprisoned for evidence on hard drives. You are God's punishment that cannot be seen. You go further. Corrupt officials, rapists, human traffickers. You gather dirt on them easily when you can sit in closed meetings. Then, you leak everything to journalists anonymously. Reliable source. They publish, heads roll. You are the invisible hand of justice. But justice is an illusion. One day, you make a mistake. You burst into the house of a man you thought was guilty. You hit him, break his ribs, and then you find documents on the table. He is innocent. A frame-up. He screams into the void. Who are you? What are you? You don't answer. You leave, leaving him in a pool of blood. In the morning, he is in a mental hospital. Diagnosis: acute psychosis. You destroyed the life of an innocent. You are not an angel. You are a monster who does not keep the promise given to Boris. 2018. You stop. You lock yourself in your penthouse for weeks, months. You order food. It arrives. You take it without opening the door to the courier completely. They leave the bags on the mat. Leave muttering about strangeness. You don't go out, you look out the window. The world moves without you. It always moved. You think about suicide, but how to kill yourself when no one will find you. Your body will rot in the apartment until someone smells it, but the smell is not you. It's just carrion. No one will bury you. Your name will not be on a gravestone because officially you haven't existed since 7. One night you hear crying from the apartment below. You go down, walls are not a barrier for you. You go through them. You learned to do this about 3 years ago. A girl about 6 years old is sitting in the corner. Her parents are fighting in the kitchen, hitting each other, screaming. The girl is crying, covering her ears with her palms. You sit next to her. Don't be afraid, you whisper. She flinches, looks in your direction. Who's there? She sobs. You freeze. She hears you. A friend, you say cautiously. She stops crying. Are you an angel? You don't know what to answer. Something like that. Will you protect me? You look at her huge eyes full of tears. Yes, you promise. You start coming to her every night. When the parents scream, you tell her fairy tales in a whisper. She falls asleep listening to your voice. She calls you her invisible friend. The psychologist she is taken to by her mother, a rare burst of responsibility, says, this is normal. An imaginary friend, a defense mechanism, it will pass. But you're not imaginary, you're real. More real than all of them. Years go by. The girl grows. Her name is Lisa. She tells you about school, about friends, about a boy she likes. You listen. You don't give advice. Only listen. For her, you are a voice in the dark that is always there. Once, when she is 13, she asks, will you ever show yourself to me? I can't, you answer. Why? Because no one sees me, even you. But I hear you, that's enough. She's silent, then whispers, yes. 2025. Lisa is 16, she falls in love. First love comes to you less often. This is normal. You're happy for her. But one day she comes crying. Her boyfriend dumped her publicly, in front of everyone, humiliated her. You feel the old rage rising in your chest. Where does he live? You ask coldly. Don't, she cries. He's not worth it. You listen to her, you don't go to break his bones. Boris would be proud. But a week later, the guy ends up in the hospital, beaten by unknowns, fractures, concussions. Lisa suspects you. Is it you? You're silent. I asked you. Don't! She screams into the void. You don't make excuses, you just leave. For the first time in 10 years, you don't come to her at night. She cries, calls you. You hear through the wall, but you don't go. A month passes, she stops calling. You realize you've lost the only person for whom you existed. You return to your penthouse empty, cold. Mirrors are covered. You no longer want to see yourself. 2026, February. You walk through the night city. Snow has fallen. People hurry home. You walk against the crowd. They pass through you. Cold. No snow from loneliness. You come to a bridge. Stand at the railings. Below the river is black, icy. You think, if I jump, will anyone notice the splash, or will the water close up as if nothing happened? Don't jump. A voice behind, female. You turn around. No one is there. Who's here? You ask. I see you, says the voice. You look. Nothing. Only snow. Don't lie. I'm not lying. I see you. You're in a black jacket, jeans. You're 30-something years old, and you're going to jump. You turn around sharply, emptiness. Where are you? In the same place as you, in invisibility. You freeze. You're like me. Yes, I thought I was alone. For 20 years, I thought so. The voice trembles. What's your name? Alex. And yours? Maria. You stand on the bridge. Two invisible people in the snowfall. For the first time in your life, you are not alone. Can I hug you? You ask. You can. You take a step forward, reach out your hands, and feel warmth. Shoulders, a person's hair. She hugs you back. You stand, two ghosts, holding on to each other while the world goes by. Let's go from here, she says. Where? Anywhere. Together. You leave the bridge, two invisibles, leaving footprints in the snow that people will take for the wind. But the tracks are there, you exist for each other, and that's enough.